Hello everyone, this is In-Game Art who did an unboxing, another offline product gaming review. This is MotorStorm for the PlayStation 3. To jump right into it, my physical copy here is the base vanilla version, so the on-disc version is 1.0, but sadly there was an update available. But like I play my games completely offline on what's on the physical copy, and I didn't experience any massive bugs or problems or issues. Now, oddly enough, I didn't really need to have to run through this game again because I have played MotorStorm multiple times, and even before I had high-speed internet, so I do know for a fact this game works completely offline and just off the disc. Now, I do want to inform you there is another re-release of MotorStorm called MotorStorm Complete Edition. They did, I believe, had a PAL as well as a Japan release, though I do not know if the Japan version does support English. That one I do not know, but there is a PAL version I'm aware of that does have English, but the prices and hunting down the physical copy of that one is quite difficult. I have heard that it's all on the disc, but I can't confirm it myself because I don't have it. I've always wanted to pick it up back in the day, but this was older days when I was still getting the hang of importing games, so I was scared to do it because I didn't know if it would work or issues like that. But I was still glad to run through MotorStorm all over again. Now, as I said, this is the PS3 version, so it's not the most polished in terms of experience, as there's a lot of frame rate drops in many areas in the game. It's not leaves the game completely unplayable, but you will notice the frame rate drops. But overall, MotorStorm was a great base concept of a game. It's very bare bones, and I want to emphasize on that. It basically just has a straightforward single player where you just play a couple races and then you beat it, and then you go online. There's no real customization. There's no multiplayer. There's no even customization per race. You just pick a track. Choose the vehicle you want to race for that track in this challenge, and that's it. There's barely even in color customizations, and there's barely even vehicles you unlock in the game. Like I said, it's a bare bones game, but there's something extremely charming about the original first MotorStorm. Now, I do want to emphasize that MotorStorm Pacific Rift is the best version of MotorStorm. That is ultimately the best one I would recommend. Much more content, much more faster load times, better polish, looks a lot better, a lot more dynamic and range of gameplay and vehicles and unlockables, as well as 4-player split screen. Pacific Rift, I keep wanting to say Pacific Rim, but Pacific Rift MotorStorm is the best version of MotorStorm, and I will always point you towards that one. But the original MotorStorm, there's something unique and charming about its experience. It is the lesser version of the game, but it's a lot like Resident Evil 1. Even though Resident Evil 2 is a phenomenally better game than the first one, but there's still something sweet, charming, fun about the original one that still holds up to this day. But, as I said, it does have its issues. Frame rate drops, heavy rubber band effect with AI, as well as load times are atrociously long, and not a lot to do other than a few races. But it's just, there's something fun about it. There's something very unique about the MotorStorm, the original first two, as well as the PS2 when it came out, where it's got a very concert, party, and then, I don't know how to explain it. It's got a very immersive experience in terms of you race, chaos, and you just go into these races and just all out mayhem go on. Sadly, they did abandon that with the third one in terms of the festival, the party, and so on. But the overall experience is still there. I still recommend the first, second, and the PS2 version or the PSP version of MotorStorm. But I have always had fond memories of MotorStorm. It still looks great to this day, plays great, though the first one's a little bit more bouncier than the other ones because they were still getting the hang of the mechanics and a very arcadey feel. And I was always disappointed that though Drive Club was a really good game, I do think that it was weird that they chose to make a more realistic racing game, as we've already had Gran Turismo. But MotorStorm was like PlayStation's arcade racer, and I think they did a phenomenal job. I do believe Sony was unfair with Evolution Studios. Isn't it Evolution Studios? As, I mean, it just felt like they were dealt with an unfair hand. This is a phenomenal game. I really enjoyed it. There's not much I can really explain about the game because everything I just said is what the game is. Few races, only like 12, even that, 6. There's only very few tracks in the game. And the time and change of the day, and you just go do a couple challenges in the game. That's about it. Their online's pretty much dead now, and there's no multiplayer, so you only go and race against single player computer. And like I said, that's about it. And I was always disappointed that there are many of the computer vehicles that they drive have paint jobs that you can't get for your vehicles. So that was always annoying to me. But it's still, I don't know how to explain it. I came into this game expecting to just pop it in for a few minutes to record a video because I didn't really need to run through this game again. Because this is like the 5th or 6th time I've completely gold every race in this game. And I don't know what it is. Once I started playing it, I just couldn't put it down. There's something very unique about the original MotorStorm. I do want to run through the second one, and I don't know if I've covered the PS2 version yet, but I really enjoy MotorStorm, and I'm really disappointed that we don't see any more of it. And I do admit the Apocalypse did kind of kill the series, as they went away from the festival and party kind of feel of the game, and I thought that was the wrong direction, because what I like about it is that though it has a lot of copyrighted music, the music even is as a concert form. Like they're all out there in a concert, and it's really immersive. The music, the environment, the graphics, even the graphics to this day holds up fairly well. This is a really old PS3 game. This is like one of the first launch games. I mean, not launch, but within that general aspect. And it still holds up to this day. It's still one of Sony's lost gems on PlayStation 3, and it disappoints me that Sony has done nothing with it. There's a lot of rumors speculating that we could get another re-release, but I'm not holding my breath for it. But I don't know. I just going into this game, just a lot of nostalgic for me, because as I said, I didn't have high-speed internet. I didn't get to play this game online. If I did, it was only 1 or 2 races. And just running through this game brought me back a lot of childhood memories of playing this old game by myself, single player, on my first PS3 and stuff like that. I didn't get high-speed internet till the end of the PlayStation 3 and the start of PlayStation 4. So I missed out a lot of that online play of PS3 and Xbox 360. So for me, it was like going back to my childhood or teenage years, more or less, than childhood. But to go through this game, the gameplay was still hold up. I completely golded every race again. Though, I don't know, I felt like it was a little easier this time around than when I remember it. Because I remember some races just being brutally hard. Once you just figure out how the AI works and where you need to boost and where you don't boost, it's pretty straightforward and it's pretty fun. But it's not as bad in the rubber band effect as other games like I did the Cruise and Blast, where the rubber band effect on the AI was just atrociously bad. But this one, yes, AI could be a little rough, but they're manageable. And I don't know, it's a gem to me. It's one of those games this is still the original first MotorStorm copy. I never traded this in. That's back in my older days when I didn't really have much money. I was trading games in. This is still the original first copy I bought. And I could never bring to myself to sell MotorStorm. So, in my opinion, if you have a PS3, it's well worth your time to check out MotorStorm. I don't think it's that expensive. I haven't really looked. But it's a PS3 exclusive. It's disappointed that we don't see much more of it or talk about it, but I highly recommend the game. If you're into arcade, bouncy, off-road racing, like ATVs, trucks, rally cars, big rigs, and mud gubbers, and then just really fun game. I wish we could see if we got like a PS4 remake of MotorStorm 1, just think about the graphics and the style and the gameplay. It just would be just amazing, because it looks amazing to this day. So, like always, I try to leave links down in the description if you're an instant copy. I highly recommend the game, but that could be just nostalgia talking. Some people might find the controls and mechanics a little tedious and annoying and too floaty to their opinion, and not a lot of content. So that's why if you can get it cheap, don't pass it up. But overall, this is just nostalgia talk and just fond memories with this game and how much I love it. And I do hope to try to run through the second one here soon. But like always, thank you all for watching and enjoying this little nostalgic trip with me. I don't know if I'll be like doing download tests anymore with PS3 games and stuff like that. I'm just completely leave this new PS3 I have here completely offline and just play the games offline like that. That's what we're gonna have to see a brace with the PlayStation 3. They're gonna just continue the internet service on that eventually. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next unboxing video. Bye bye.